passing analysis. From 50-50, he ends up to the leg drag position. We see that he's trying to break the frames, controlling the wrist, and one arm blocking the hip. But the way he does it is against actually the opponent's pressure. So it feels like the opponent is bench pressing. So this is quite difficult because he doesn't go above his pressure where the opponent is quite weak or below. He goes straight to the frames. So here he tries to control his wrists and twisting the body to create angles in order to break the distance. But that's quite difficult because, as I said, it goes against his bench press instead of going higher or lower. Once again, he changes, he tries to go to the crossface for some higher pressure, but yet again, he doesn't change his body to go above. And the opponent, let's not forget that he has his arm in between. So the moment he tries to apply pressure, it's the easiest thing for the opponent, again, to release his head, his chin from the crossface, having his arms in between. He releases and then he gets back to the square one. Okay, let's break now the parts one by one. It's 50-50. And then he goes here, the opponent is locking his legs like triangle, and he ends up here, okay? So from here, he tries to control the wrists, you see? He tries to control the wrists or the hip, and he does here, the movement is here. By doing this, twisting the body, it's quite good because you get your shoulder behind the elbow, which is really good to break the frames, but controlling the wrist, it's quite difficult to do this. And when the opponent is bench pressing, here it's his strong point, so I can't really close the distance. Okay, then moving on, he tried to control both the stuff. One moment he managed actually to close the distance here, but then again, when he closed the distance, he switched to the other grip, and then the opponent started to go to the 0.0 again. Okay, so going against the frames of the opponent on his bench press is quite difficult. And what I would do different from here, not controlling the wrists, but I would go inside position, just chopping his biceps. You see his bicep? This is one successful way to break the frames, and then go here. Or from here, if I can't really break his biceps inside or outside, depends, you see, I would take the pressure from here, up and side, you see? You see what I do with my shoulder? I roll my shoulder behind his elbow and I go above his head because here, as I said previous, he has really good strength. It's like bench press. But when I take the pressure off here, it's quite a big deal because he's getting weakened. So from here, I just take the pressure above and I twist here, and then I'm moving on to control and apply pressure to get to the point. The other thing I could do, if I'm unable from here to go above and rotate my shoulder behind his elbow, what I would do, I would just hide my head lower, I would take the pressure to the lower hip here, and then I would control here. What I wouldn't do is to get his head with his arms here, because he has really good frames, and then he can release his head, yes, you see? So from here, what I want from the leg drag position is twist my body, take the pressure above his head or below on the hip line, never here controlling. I would take it like here above here or below there, and doing some work here. And then twisting, breaking, or here, and breaking the legs to go to the back take. If you want to learn some passing details, my instructional about passing, that I work in patterns more than just simple techniques. It's on Jiu Jitsu X, and its name is Passology.